but I do think the expectations on me are like pretty fucking high.
Is Tenz the problem with Sentinels?
I think Tenz is a problem.
He individually needs help and guidance.
I don't know, like, I think people are just expecting a job at 30 every match.
Literally for a year straight, maybe longer, all he got was hate. And for a young kid with those kinds of expectations, it's very, very difficult to come back from that. So you have to respect it.
Cleared the dog, went all the way around the pillar! And now Gen.G shows up and he leaps back in!
Brains staying over, all of them are blinded! Tenz with 3 kills in a row!
You bloody missed you. But
No way!
We still got it! This man is out of this world!
Every year or day I was growing as a player, and it was just a climb to get back up here.
July 2019, Tenz caught the attention of Cloud9's CSGO team. His raw talent at the game was undeniable, drawing comparisons to the illustrious FPS legends Shroud. Yet, beneath the surface of his mechanical prowess lurked a flaw that threatened to shroud his potential. Tenz's decision-making was lacking for the top level, impeding his progress in Counter-Strike. He was relegated to the bench just 4 months later, embracing a new role as a content creator.
There's a clash in desired playstyle among him and the rest of the team.
I'm like the only person that was like arguing. I felt like our style wasn't like good.
It was here where Tenz discovered just how much he enjoyed streaming, and his viewership numbers were slowly growing every single day. Little did he realise, the winds of change were stirring once more. There was a brand new FPS on the horizon that would change everything. In 2020, Riot Games created its own 5 vs 5 first-person shooter to rival Counter-Strike, named VALORANT. Tenz saw this as the golden opportunity to revive his professional career. On April the 12th, Cloud9 officially stated that Tenz had switched from Counter-Strike to VALORANT.
We will see plenty of Counter-Strike pros make the switch, or retired pros make the switch as well.
This was a massive risk. While CSGO had remained one of the most popular FPS games for nearly a decade, VALORANT was brand new, no guarantees of how popular it may become. But Tenz put his head down and tried hard to prove himself. His flamboyant performances and playstyle rapidly drew the attention of the community. Before he knew it, Tenz had become the first VALORANT player to attain the highest rank in North America.
Let's f***ing go! We got Valorant finally.
This achievement rapidly elevated him to legend status in the community, leading to more eyeballs on his stream than he ever could have imagined.
I think that actually blew it up a lot.
You were the first person in NA to hit it?
Yeah. So
oh, really? I didn't know that.
And that blew up my stream like a lot.
But that was not all, because Tenz would soon find the agent he needed to catapult his career even further. The playmaking potential of Jet in the duelist role allowed Tenz to take over any given map. At the PAX Invitational, he found different ways to blow everyone's minds.
Jet just fits Tenz perfectly.
Yes, that guy who should be cheating, but he's not. It's just natural aim, I guess.
But just a few months later, Tenz made a decision which would change his career forever. On the 12th of January 2021, Tenz took a break from competition, opting to focus on growing his stream presence instead.
Since it's like COVID time and there's no LANs for a while, I want to see if content is something that I really truly want to pursue.
Him going into content creation is just a massive loss for the scene. You've lost probably your most skilled all-round player.
But just 3 months later, Tenz received an offer that was too good to turn down. On March the 12th, 2021, Sentinels announced that Tenz would be filling in for their team in place of Sinatra, who had just been suspended. Going into Masters 1, which was just a North American event for Sentinels, many teams knew how much of a threat Sentinels were with this addition.
And honestly, with this lineup, they look like a favorite already. This is rough.
And that fear became reality.
Tenz, he's got the frenzy, and he's got a kill. Man, all up in Moose's face, and he's getting a jumping one as well onto Thief. I said this the first time I called Tenz. This is his world, and we're just living in it. The flash is there, excuse me. Oh, Tenz! Up close and personal, Shazam's good for one as well. As 100 Thieves are just down to 1.
Marv, 2 HP left. Here comes a dagger with his name on it, but it's going to be sick. Who's going to get it done? And that's a wrap. 3-0 Grand Final. Sentinels are the champions.
Sen were crowned champions at Masters 1, dropping just one map all tournament long. The catalyst behind this victory, none other than Tenz, with the highest KD and average combat score. Tenz had it all, the skill, the glory, and the brands. He was officially the face of Valorant, and he wasn't planning on stopping anytime soon.
He's a human highlight reel, that's right.
Putting Jewel. Oh, hello. Tenz is going to find Magnum.
Oh,
and
my word.
Fantastic follow-up onto Doma. Sentinels, they're going to get the defuse. They've done it. Sentinels are the Masters 2 Reykjavik champions.
Tenz improved on his performance in Masters 1, leading Sentinels to the Masters 2 title in Reykjavik. He not only won his first LAN tournament, but he did so with a performance that still stands today as arguably the best individual event performance in VCT history.
I feel wonderful. This team is amazing, and I feel right at home with them. And hopefully, I can continue playing with them because this is the best team I've ever played on.
This is the first major result he's ever had in his career, and given that he coming into this was considered the best in North America, I think now that really starts to cement it.
Sentinels were untouchable, but there was just one problem. Tenz was still officially under contract at Cloud9. Tenz, of course, a top commodity in the VCT, and Cloud9's owner Jack Etienne made it clear on Twitter that he was not going to go for cheap. In the end though, Tenz got what he prayed for. On June the 1st, 2021, Sentinels bought him out from Cloud9 for a fee reportedly to be $1.25 million. Tenz was the most valuable player in Valorant, but it's also increased the pressure on him to continue performing. Unfortunately, this is when Sentinels began to flounder. North American rivals Envy eliminated Sentinels from Masters 3. With such high hopes after going back-to-back, Tenz and the team were extremely disappointed.
I'm actually kind of glad, once again, that we lost in this way, because then it'll make sure that we don't get too complacent.
And things didn't get any better. Crew Esports stunned Sentinels at VCT Champions, causing one of the most shocking upsets in Valorant history. By 2022, Sentinels were no longer the world's best team. It was now their turn to play catch-up. However, during this season, things only got worse. With the addition of Chamber to the agent pool, Tenz's struggles to adjust to the new meta became rather clear, many calling him a Jet one-trick.
Obviously, you could just put a really high fragging player on Jet, for example, but I think it kind of put me on the wrong path for the game, or just the way that the game was going to be played for in the future.
In addition to the meta shift, Sentinels had to contend with a number of internal problems, ranging from coaching issues to questionable roster changes. At the crucial last chance qualifier tournament, Tenz fell unwell, limiting the squad from having any practice before their match against 100 Team.
They're gonna get the defuse! 100 Thieves live to fight another day!
And they take down the monsters of Cloud.
With Tenz's contract expiring at the end of the year, the community began to wonder what was next for him. Soon enough, we got the answer. Tenz was once again trusted to be the focal point of Sentinels roster going into franchising for 2023 and beyond. Sen made it clear that a system would be designed around him to unleash his full potential yet again. The team brought in world champions Sassy and Pankara to demonstrate how committed they were to success. With Kaplan and Psycho, Tenz finally had a great coaching staff to help him bring out his best and reach his full potential. The support was now there for Tenz, but was Tenz there for his team? In April of 2023, Tenz suffered from COVID and a joint infection in his finger before their third game of the season against Leviathan. However, with sixth man Marved unable to sub in due to visa issues, Tenz was forced to play the match through injury, and in the end, Sentinels failed to win the game.
Tenz is so far forward again. And where's the rest of his team? He needs some help here. Up close with the dash. Yep. He's just playing way too far ahead of everybody. And there's no help.
He's got no confidence right now.
But that didn't stop certain fans voicing their frustrations regardless.
I don't know, I think people just expect me to drop a 30 every match, but obviously, if you look at Valorant then and Valorant now, it's not really the same thing.
Tenz has won events, you know what I mean? Tenz has 2 bad games, everyone's like, oh, Tenz is
Tenz was finally out of the starting lineup, giving him time to recover and reset from multiple issues in his personal life, including fiancée Kaide battling acute myeloid leukemia, a form of cancer, as diagnosed in March 2023. In the meantime, Marved showed out in his debut game against Loud, as well as guiding them to a 2-0 victory against MIBR.
It finally makes sense for Sentinels. And then the question is, do you want to continue with Marv? Do you go back to Tenz? How do you change around your roles?
However, once Tenz was back to 100%, his spot on the starting roster was safe, and it was in-game leader Def who'd be cut from the team.
Make no mistake, Tenz is not going anywhere. He's still a part of this team, and he'll be with us for every step of the process.
The pressure was on Tenz and the rest of the team to perform at the last chance qualifier.
For the smoke, again to hide his footing. Tenz out to the open, he can't hit the shot. It's left at the Sassy, cannot claim it. 13-4, the series is done, and Sentinels are out of LCQ.
Sentinels were eliminated in lower round 1, spelling the end of their season. Another year to forget for Tenz.
Is Tenz the problem with Sentinels?
I think Tenz is a problem. I think part of the reason why they're lacking identity is because he's not flexible.
He individually needs help and guidance, and I think also he needs a change of role.
From dealing with the community backlash, to dealing with injuries, to having to deal with his partner Kaide's illness, this undoubtedly took a toll on his mental well-being. It appeared that Sentinel's project with Tenz was nearing its end.
I think there's a 90 to 95% chance that Tenz is no longer going to be on Sentinels next year.
On September the 8th, we finally received our answer. Sentinels re-signed Tenz for the 2024 season. At this point, Tenz could have had a lucrative career as a full-time streamer, but this is Tenz we're talking about, and he wasn't about to give up his playing career just yet.
Let me just commend you for fighting for your competitive side here, because I know monetarily it's not the best option probably for you.
But in order to succeed once again, he understood he needed to modify his ways. It was time to be reborn in a different role.
Paranoia up.
Look at that! It's a Tenz moment, baby! He doesn't miss those.
This is the renaissance of Tenz. This is you. Your omen is now literally iconic. You can see that sign right there.
Yeah, it's definitely really interesting. Since I never really played the role previously, I've been getting more comfortable on it. I've been adding my own flair to it, so I've been having fun.
I can constantly just be thinking about ways to set up my team, like unique ways.
The kickoff tournament was his chance for redemption, an opportunity to book his spot back in an international Masters.
First trip cleared, the dog went all the way around the pillar! Tenz does it again!
Tenz is still alive here.
And he's still on fire with the up! Trying to land the shots!
No!
Missing everything, going wide! He's out! And now John QT shows up and he breaks back in!
Tenz though made it look effortless in his new role of controller, working hard especially on his omen.
The aggressive plays that he's going for are pretty good.
Tenz was once again in the grand finals of an S-tier tournament, but to win, he needed to take down Loud, the team that defeated them 2-0 back in round 1.
Fundamentals and trades staying over. All of them are blinded! Tenz with 3 kills in a round. It's all up to Zek, who does get the kill. Trying to stick this fight. He gets to the fuse with the Red Bull clutch. And Sentinels are going to be your America's kickoff champions.
Sentinels were back to their winning ways as they laid claim to the kickoff tournament crown, and it was none other than Tenz named Finals MVP.
You are the only member on this team that remembers when Sentinels was at the international events, when Sentinels was lifting trophies. It has been 3 years.
Literally for a year straight, maybe longer, all he got was hate. And for a young kid with those kinds of expectations, it's very, very difficult to come back from that, so you have to respect it.
But he wasn't done yet. On the horizon was Masters Madrid, an international tournament to decide who the best team in the world really is.
And actually, it's going to be Heretics to draw first blood, but Tenz answers back, and perfectly so! Welcome back to the international stage, Tenz! We bloody missed you. But
No
still,
way!
Oh, he's still going! This man is out of this world!
I would just say every year or day I was growing as a player, and it was just it was a climb to get back up here.
It does feel like Senna going to another final. It does feel like Tenz, revitalized on a new role, is going to have an opportunity to grasp another trophy or at least fight for one.
Who are they peeking? Who are they peeking?
Sen made it back to the grand finals by defeating Paper Rex, and we're now ready for round 2 with Gen.G.
It's been over 1,000 days since Sentinels and Tenz hit a grand final stage at an international event.
For Tenz, he was no longer entering as the Star Jet, but a different role which he adapted in order to get here.
So damn aware, but there's the shot still. Will the nade land in time? Like it, sticking, half, spam, damage! He's just about got it! Unbelievable from Tenz! Maybe some false information, but they are looking everywhere now. Smoke, drop down, texture, sticking, half, denied! But how much can one man do? First one found, second one not there. It's over. Sen City, here to play, here to stay.
The gap between their first and second international title was almost 3 years, and Tenz was there every step of the way to lead them back to the top. For Tenz, he joined elite company by winning 2 international events, and the first to ever win 2 Masters crowns in this way, making a strong case for being the greatest of all time in Valorant.
I think this win particularly felt even sweeter just because it wasn't an easy road. I think the level of competition has improved significantly since then, and so it feels a lot better to be awarded for something you work even harder for.
Tenz had proven everything already, but there was still one tournament unclaimed, one championship which many consider the pinnacle of professional Valorant, VCT Champions. Sentinels weren't particularly in the best of form, but if Tenz won this, it would surely secure his status as the greatest ever.
Oh my god! From the absolute clutches of death! How can we do this? Oh, he misses! In the final moments!
Unfortunately, Sentinels came up short in Seoul, but nonetheless it was still a successful season for the team. The transformation they made compared to the previous year was nonetheless commendable. Sen was still seen as one of the best teams in their region, but it was here where Tenz made the shock decision which changed everything.
It's not really easy to say, but I am retiring from competitive play.
After 5 years of competing in Valorant, Tenz decided to close that chapter of his career. But that chapter was full of unforgettable moments, including one of the most fulfilling redemption arcs ever seen in esports. Tenz had the fortitude to overcome any setbacks that were dealt his way, from dealing with the pressure of being number 1 to juggling his life as a streamer and player. Tenz has left a lasting impact on esports as a whole.